Hello, hello. Are you there? Hi, girl.
Hi, Chica.
Let me get this eye. Just how are you?
I'm
Hi, Key.
good. I was trying. Can
I
you
can
hear me?
hear you.
Okay. I was trying to not wear glasses, but I don't know if I can see the words if I don't.
Right, and you got to be because I can't see him with my glasses.
Let me see. Oh, I can't see them. We'll see.
Hi, Kiki. I can't see him with my glasses, so that's why I laughed. I'm just waiting for my child, who we just talked to 2 minutes ago. But how's the weather in the UK right now?
I haven't been outside today. Oh, it's kind of overcast, but it's UK weather.
Right.
It is what it is. It doesn't bother me anymore. I think I heard rain earlier, but I haven't been
Yeah.
outside today. So
After a while, you just get used to it. But where's my kid? Sorry, guys. You know how these young people are. But we are talking about today, does age matter? So everybody get your feelings together and your thoughts because this is going to be interesting. Let me just try this kid of mine. Wow, I got you guys on the
but it's weird. Then I feel naked
oh, with the
without glasses.
glasses. This unavailable on the first call
Oh,
stuff.
call back, yeah, because the phone's on Do Not Disturb.
Like, what is the purpose to that?
So no one disturbs them.
Is that? Can you tell Zai to get herself on this? I'm waiting for you. I'm on live. Okay, just come on, girl. We're waiting your beautiful self. Okay, bye. Anyway, what's up, Miss Carla?
I am good.
What's
I
new
was
with you?
tired today. I was up early. I was up at like 5:30. I don't know why.
Yeah, poor child. Me too. I haven't had any rest.
Yeah, I was up early and then I went back to sleep. And next thing I knew, it was like 10:05. I'm like, what?
And with the time difference, because certain people are, hey, here she is. Oh, let's say that. No,
But we haven't done daylight savings time over here yet.
right. In Bermuda, it's now
Yeah.
2 hours ahead of me, right? So are you there?
Hey,
Hey, child.
girl.
Look at my kid. You should say very much.
Oh, I miss you too, honey. I miss you too.
You need to come to Jamaica. You look a little pale. You look a little pale, sis.
Mama, I've looked pale for the last 3 years. Come on.
Paler. Okay, well, let's get into it because today I'm so excited. My baby's on her with me, so I'm so excited. And we are gonna introduce ourselves. Carla, let you go first, and then Ms. Zai, you will introduce yourself, and we'll talk about what we're gonna talk about.
Well, good afternoon, everyone from it looks like Code UK. I don't know. I've been outside today. I'm Carla Zul. I'm founder of Ashe Communications Group, as well as Women's Empowerment Summit. Freelance PR. Just do anything comes. I got it on lock.
There you go. There you go. So, Zai, we're gonna do this a little different. You're going to introduce yourself, and then we're gonna let Carla ask you some questions. So it's not so cliche that I'm asking her questions about my own product, or our own products. So we're about to, yeah, let's get into it. But go ahead, Zai, introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are.
I'm Zai. Most of you probably know
Pick
me
up, boo.
already. Can you
Real low.
hear me? How's now? Okay. Um, yeah. Hi guys, I'm Zai. Most of you probably know me. I'm Baby Angel, the youngest of the pack. So yeah, Mama Angel convinced me to come on her today and give my opinion because I always have an opinion. So there we go.
So let's talk about the makeup. Miss Carla, you could go ahead and answer any questions about the makeup line, and she does have it with her to show everyone what it looks like and all that good stuff.
Okay, so hi again to everyone that's tuning in. So I'm gonna just ask Zai a couple of questions. Your mom just threw me on the spot because I have no Yeah,
Always.
it is.
Always.
So it's all right. It works. It works. So Zai, I Am Enough is about to launch or recently launched its new lip gloss and lipstick line, correct?
Correct.
And what role did you play in that?
I did majority of the work, to be honest, because I'm just talented like that. No, but I'm just joking. But me and my mama have been working together. We've been collecting some color samples. We've been looking at some packaging, figuring out what we're gonna do as far as naming the different lipsticks and the different lip glosses. We're thinking about also coming out with a lip liner line. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of work, but it's definitely been fun. You know, Angel loves her animals, so 100% vegan, no animal testing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
what was the inspiration from your perspective? What made you choose the colors that you've chosen?
I personally feel like everybody is different when they come to what they like to wear on the lips. Some ladies like nudes, some ladies like reds. So I just feel like a little something for everybody. You know, diversity is always the way to go. So yeah, it's a lot of pretty colors here. Definitely something for everybody. Even if you're just a type of girl who likes a clear lip, we have that too. So yeah, we definitely have a wide range here, and it should definitely reach a lot of our supporters.
And what do you think has been the greatest lesson that you've learned about yourself while undertaking this mammoth task?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Honestly, I would probably say that the most that I've learned about myself taking on this task is that I am probably a bit more capable at this makeup thing than I thought I was. And don't get me wrong, because I knew I'm very capable because I've been doing my mama and my nana, my mama, my nana, my sister. I've been doing everyone's makeup for a very, very long time. But it was really fun. You know, I've never gotten the experience to actually sit back and contribute to a makeup line. I'm usually just the one putting the makeup on the faces. So it was a lot of fun to get to, get to the nitty gritty and really find out what it takes what you have to put in to make a line like this.
Now, before I ask you to give a little sneak peek of the colors, how do you feel that I Am Enough is expanding in its offerings?
Angel is really doing her thing. She is really, really doing her thing. She's been, she's been working on I Am Enough for years and years and years, and she's had so many different ideas. But I feel like these, new bags that she's dropped on top of this new makeup line that she's doing, like, she's expanded so much to so many different people. So it's like, rather you like purses or crop tops or bathing suits or lipsticks, Angel's got you.
She's making me laugh, right? Because my oldest and my youngest call me by my first name too. And people's like, that don't bother you. I'm like, nah, it's actually a great sign of love. Yeah. So I'm listening to her say Angel, right?
She does.
When she's talking to me, it's mom. Yeah, but if she's like, no, it's Angel. Like, always.
And mine's the opposite. They're like, oh, and when they're talking about me, is my mama. Yeah. So look at that. Yeah, so Zai,
she's in a room full of mamas. You gotta call her Angel because she's not getting her. She's not getting her.
Hi, Shakina. Good afternoon to Aunt Judy. How are you doing? Hi, Carla. Hope you're good.
You're so excited.
Hi, Nana girl. You look real cute.
In her house, right?
So can we see
Let's show.
Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so this one this whole set right here. This is the Empowered set. This set is like Angel set to me. To me, when I look at this, I think of everything.
Yeah.
There we go. So there's the lipsticks or glosses?
It's 3 glosses and 3 lipsticks in a set. So I take out just one and open it so we can.
So we have this. We have the name at the bottom.
What is that one name? I don't know more offhand.
This one is named Rich.
So every lipstick is, so we have Rich, we have Joy, we have Powerful, we have Beautiful, we have Hey Chanel. We have every lipstick is a positive name. And so I was doing a little swap so you can see.
Nice.
Super excited. So show the packaging a little bit more, Zai, so people can
So
see the inside cover.
the packaging, I fell in love with the packaging the first time I saw it. Andrew basically kind of took the ropes when it came to the packaging, but when I saw it, I thought that it was so cute. So each one has a different name. So like I said, this one's Empowered, this one's Glorious, and then the last one that we have is our beautiful Reds, and it's called Enthusiastic, which is right here.
Nice.
So we have our our logo at the top. It says "You Are Enough," and then we have our website linked. So it's very cute. The packaging is very good quality. You can keep it for as long as you keep your lipsticks, definitely.
So Zai, how do you feel? It's different when you conceptualize or you hear your mama talk about something that's being conceptualized. How do you feel that you've seen it go from, and I'm sure it's not the first thing with all the things she's come up with, but go from conception to reality? How does that make you feel about your mom?
She continues to surprise me every day. I will say that. But what she has definitely showed me over the past 20 years is that she is very, very, very capable. So when Angel gets an idea, when she gets something in her head, when she gets a little motivation, she's going to talk about it day and night, 24/7, 7 days a week, all the time until she gets it done. So she doesn't, it doesn't really surprise me that she can take things as far as she can anymore, because she showed me a lot between Puppy Love and her past businesses. She's already done a lot. So yeah,
So
I'm very proud of Mama.
She called you Mama. Before we jump into our discussion, I want you, Zai, to tell your mom directly, tell her how much her legacy means to you.
Were you trying to make me cry on live? Oh God.
Yes.
Okay. She's trying to make all of us cry on live, actually. Yeah, my mom has taken things from nothing to be on the next level.
Stop. That's not the instruction. You're talking about her. I want you to talk to her. I want you to tell your mom what her legacy means to you.
Oh my gosh. You was talking about her putting you on the spot?
This is what we do.
All right, Mama. Wow. I'm gonna stop. Please hold it together. Okay, please hold it together. I'm gonna start by saying that you are definitely my number one role model. You're definitely the number one person that I look up to all the time. You can ask everybody. Mama Angel is a legend around her. Okay, we do not play about her. We love her. We ride or die for her. I'm so thankful for her. Like, I can't imagine. But aside of all the things that she does for me, she definitely shows me real hustle. You definitely show me how to grind properly. You really picked up, and you moved, you started over, and you made a lot for yourself. So I feel like that in itself says a lot. So I don't know what I would do without you, or your success, or your drive. You drive me crazy sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but
that's a joke.
I would not trade you for the world. Not ever.
Thank you, Zai. Love you to bits.
And Andrew, I thought it was important to ask Zai to do that because my daughter's 23, and we know sometimes they take us for granted or they love us, but they may not tell us. And I truly believe in the examples that we set, especially for our daughters. They carry for years and years. Yeah. And I just wanted her to honor you. And in fact, right, we forgot it was Mother's Day. We're used to May Mother's Day, yeah. But it was UK Mother's Day on Monday. That's so right. Even more appropriate. Because I wanted Zai to honor you as her mom. So Zai, you did a good job. You still changed it. I talked about it, but not to her. But I know you didn't want to cry. But great.
Yeah. I mean, I think, as a parent, for me, it's always the goal to be a role model for your kids, right? Because with everything, even though my kids are older, but even as younger, there's so much other things that are in the forefront, reality TV and all these other things that people and young girls want to be like. So when your daughter can say that you are her role model, like that to me is job done. That was always the goal, and that's where the hustle comes from and where the just drive, because you just always want to be that example to them. And they always say, Mom, you gotta act like you're proud of yourself. And I wouldn't say I'm not proud of myself, but I always feel like once I'm completed something else, my mind's going again onto the next thing. We done the bucket bag. While we're doing the bucket bag, we was working on the makeup line, and it's always what's next, So it's always like, yeah, I like it. I'm proud of myself, but I'm on to the next thing. And sometimes I just like, slow down, like, be proud. So I try to kind of live in that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what Kiki tells me, because I think with both of us, our relationships with our daughters are like none other, right?
Yeah.
I laughed when Zai said, we go hard over her, because Kiki's always like, Mama, they don't want to see the beast, and I giggle because I think she's so soft, right? She's like Zoya to me. I'm like, girl,
yeah,
right, whatever. But
yeah.
I just think that we need to give ourselves grace as well.
We do.
Bask in your accomplishments, Angel, because so often, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like sometimes things don't go the way we plan it to be, and like we'll say, or you'll say to me, or vice versa. Yeah, we got this. It's getting happy. So be proud of yourself. And I just wanted you to hear it from Zai how much your legacy and the legacy that her and her sister and generations after you will build on. And to Aunt Judy, he is back there rabbit. I just want to say, I want to say to you, Aunt Judy, that Angel is everything because of you. So you should. Oh, Angel is everything because of you. So you should be very proud, as I know you are, but I wanted to honor you as well by saying you have birthed a beautiful daughter, and the legacy will continue for many, many years to come.
Thank you. I'm so proud of her myself. I'm really proud of her. We don't always get along because she's like me, strong-headed. But she wants something, she's going for it.
Okay, that's enough of all this cookie stuff. But okay, so before we get into today's topic, which I'm so excited about, I just wanted to say that we are just waiting for our packaging to be finished, and then we are ready to ship. We only have our first drop is 50 pallets of each. So once these are on the sites, ladies, if you want them, you gotta grab them, because
what's the website, Angel?
So the website is I am, not AM, I am enough bda.co.uk. So I always post my website. But again, yeah, so once we have our packaging, and Zai actually was in her studio apartment, will be shipping the makeup directly from her. She will be responsible for all the shipping and all that kind of stuff as well. So this is definitely her baby. And
And ladies and gents, let me say this, because men, you can buy for the ladies, and ladies, of course, you can buy for yourself. But instead of just saying, hey, great job, let's put our money where our mouth is and support.
Thank you.
So let's at least commit to all buying at least one pallet and supporting I Am Enough. Okay, so visit their website and let's make Zai's apartment empty, and let's
please
make it enough.
It's just like, Mama, how we gonna do this? I said we are, and I said, and when it gets to be, we'll just have a whole company. We'll be the next Mac, right? So, okay, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you, and do remember that both the small tote bag and the large bag is now on sale on our website for 50%. So snatch them up while they're on sale. And for those of you that already have bought, thank you so much for your support. So today we are going to get into today's topic, and it just really kind of all lady and perfectly to have Zai on this as well, because she's on the younger end of us. So we wanted to have a young person's opinion. So the topic today is, does age matter? And Colin and I both came up with this topic because I'm sure everyone has seen the model, the reality star, Drea Michelle. Is that her name? Drea Michelle, who is 39, and she is pregnant with, I can't even remember his name, and I wrote it down. But anyway, NBA star, 22 years old. She has a son there.
Jalen somebody.
Yes. Jalen. We're gonna call him JJ. So Drea's pregnant for JJ. What's his last name, Keita? We don't. His name JJ. We'll call him JJ.
Jalen something. I don't know.
So yeah. So she's 39, and she's pregnant for Jalen, who plays NBA basketball, and he's 22. And she also has a son, I think, who is either 21 or 22 as well. Green. Thank you. All right. See you right, you guys. Thank you. So we just, you know, people say the grain is nobody's business, but we're going to talk about it, though. We're going to talk about it. So I just, Carla, you tell me how you feel. Because what is that, 17 years?
Okay. I'm laughing.
I'm letting you go first. I'm just going to let you go first.
I think she's judging me. No, I'm laughing because
I'm asking.
As I was getting ready for the show, and in fact, one of my friends, he and I were talking about this for the last few days because way back, so I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in May, and in my 30s, I liked men my age, right? So in my 20s, I actually liked them about 5 years older. In my 30s and 40s, I was with generally my age. But then when I hit my 40s, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I started secreting some sort of hormone, but the young man came a flocking, right?
I don't know if I started secreting.
I have the nerves.
They came a flocking. And I remember in when I was like 42-ish maybe, I was seeing a guy that was 10 years younger than me. And I vowed never, ever again in life, right?
Yeah.
Because I do think when you're in your 40s and in the 30s, especially if, it depends on where they're at, like education-wise, professionally, trade, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I said, how to, I would never, ever, ever do that again, right? No, my husband is 12 years younger, and Kiki used to take the absolute piss. Kiki would be like, Mama, the year he is born, you already mastered long division.
Not long division, my freak off, Kiki. Long division. Shit,
That's
I still
rude.
that.
That's
I
rude.
still haven't mastered that, so.
But
no,
I think it depends on maturity.
Yes.
It depends on how they act, because I don't feel, what is old? I think old, as I get older, I think old is such a construct, because I used to think old was 26, then I thought it was 40, then I thought it was 50. No, I think it's 90, right?
Yeah, me too.
I think it's 90.
Yeah.
So he doesn't either, and I don't look, I don't think so. I don't look 50, so I think that helps as well. But I still think it's at this age is what you resonate with.
Right.
I have a friend, her husband is 20 years younger than her, and they got along beautifully.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
I definitely think it's possible for people with a large age gap for a tour. I definitely think it's possible. But I just know personally, for me, I had my first daughter, Zoya, at 22. And then I had Zai at 27. And just the difference in the 5 years, even as far as, like with Zoya, I was so obsessed and don't touch it and wash your hands and don't put the bottle in the microwave. By the time I had Zai, that's probably why she's so rough. I'm like, really, is all that really necessary? You know what I mean? So I say that to say that you mature so much as the years come. And I think even though legally he's an adult, we're talking about a 22-year-old who is in the NBA. That boy has so much life ahead of him, so much growing to do. And I'm like, okay, Drea, if you wanted to be a little cougar, who cares? But did you have to get pregnant?
So
because now he is tied to her.
So Kita, that girl Kita says, if that man wasn't a b-ball player with money guaranteed, she wouldn't be pregnant for him. So that's one of the comments that was dropped.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I have to agree that, well, we all, I don't know if you all know, because I don't even know. I think I started to follow Drea when she was it in Housewives Atlanta she was on? Or
No,
Basketball?
basketball wise.
Basketball is Wives, because her and Jackie got at it right. So Basketball Wives, that's the first time she came up on, in my vision. But she's had a career. She modeled for Fendi, and then Rihanna fired her because she made some comments on live. And like, she's had a really good career. I don't know how rich she is, because we look at people with these reality stars and we assume that they have money, but I would assume that Drea has some coins, right? She's been around for a minute, but I just don't understand the whole, why did you have to get pregnant? Did she get pregnant to get pregnant for him? You know what I mean? To kind of trap him, as they say. Did they plan it? I'm just trying to,
girl, listen, let's
make
for real
sense of a 39-year-old.
That little boy, yes, because at 22 to a 39-year-old, I'm not disrespecting 22-year-olds, but 22 to a 39, that's a little boy, right?
Thank you. I wanted
and
to
that
say
little boy
it.
was probably so excited that he was hitting that thing, right? Like, for him, think about it. She's a beautiful woman. She's well known in her circles, right? That could be every man's fantasy, right?
Until he grows up and matures and realizes, like, oh my God. No, I'm not saying they might be together for another 20 years. I don't know. But I don't see it happening. But I'm sorry. So what you think? Because I was 20.
So before you answer, let me read these 3 comments, and you weigh in. So Limitless Bermuda says she is locked in financially. Facts. And Quality One says, I feel Drea has her own money as well. And then Limitless also says, but remember, some people are also against abortion.
I got the against abortion things, but at 39, I think the only way you got pregnant is because you want to get pregnant. Because at 39, if you haven't mastered not getting pregnant, like, I just think you wanted to be pregnant at 39.
So what you thought, so?
Yeah, so I give me.
Oh, Lord. I just feel like Carla said, that's a little boy compared to her. I understand that, like, I definitely feel like Drea has her own money, and I feel like she's obviously financially stable by herself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's not after a man with money just because she has her own coin.
Starlight of it all as well,
exactly. Right? And not obviously none of us know her personally, but what I've seen over social media and VH1 and all of that, she doesn't have the best judgment when it comes to a lot of things. So I just feel like my mama said, if you're gonna sleep around with a 22-year-old, that's your prerogative. You're grown, he's grown, do what you need to do. But now you're pregnant. Now a baby's involved.
Yeah.
On top of that, everyone knows. So now the whole world's involved. So it's like, now where do we go from there? As far as the not just the basketball player, as far as the baby, as far as Drea, where do you really go from there? Like, how did you go from being this, where was she? She was on Housewives?
Thank you, Money.
Yeah, you went from being a reality star.
So she's a model.
Yeah, she was modeling. She had a deal with Rihanna.
She was modeling for Fenty, and I can't remember what comment made. Rihanna fired her just like that. She made a comment on something that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody's saying he's on a rookie contract, and he is not making a whole lot of money right now. Thank you, because I know absolutely nothing about that type of stuff.
Right. So, and Moneybag Tam says he ain't about the money, but I don't listening to because I listen to watch all these American shows as such, right? And one of the things that people are saying, which is interesting, and I'd like for a man to weigh on this if he's listening. A lot of people are saying she's just a passer on, right? And so because no man her age want her, she's securing, because apparently he has like a $40 million contract, something along that. So if that's more money, give it to me, please. But he has longer money in the grand scheme of things, right? Even just because he's 22. And so people are saying that she did that to secure the bag for the child, right? Which, of course, because I mean, we all heard about these child support things. Oh, they want $100,000 a month to raise a 3-year-old, blah blah. But we can't negate the fact that they are both legal adults, right?
Legal.
My daughter's 23. If I bought him a 23-year-old, I think she would fight me. Like my children, my son is 17. My youngest ones, they'll be looking at me like, Mama, have you lost your entire mind?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then I think it just depends on how old you are in the spectrum. Because if you're 60 and he's 40, is that still to digest than when you're 39 and he's 22?
Right, because I think intellectually, I don't know if a 22-year-old man could, like, what type of conversations are they having? What, like, where's, and I look, and I'm not even talking about Drea and JJ, right? I'm just talking about generally. If you go on a date with a 48 so if I went on a date, like, and mind you, okay, no judgment, I was seeing someone much younger than me, and then I'm like, what was I doing? Because when I even think about the conversations we were having, I'm just like, what was I doing? Like, I guess I was going to a better time. But anyway, being open. But in a serious note, like past that, and now calming myself down, I want to be able to connect with the person I'm with. And I just don't know how I would connect with someone that much younger or someone 20, the same age as my daughter, because they're going to connect more than me and them. Like, things will be more relevant on that age limit. And I'm going to be like, hey, what you not talking about? Like, I just don't understand intellectually. Like, I wish I could hear the conversations. Yeah. And like, when all three of them are together, her son, him, and her.
I didn't increase my dunks today. You like my curls? Like, what could we possibly talk about? Like, honestly, let me tell you what.
Bobby said basketball. We can talk about basketball.
Sorry, you're laughing. I'm gonna tell you all this joke, right? I'm married now, so
I'm ready.
I can tell you this story. So, I was, like Angel, going through this difficult time. I was in my I moved out here when I was 43, I think. So probably like early 40s, right? So it was this guy, and he was 14 years younger. So I'm like, in fact, this was the year before I left Bermuda. So he was out drinking. And one of the things he used to do, Andrea, talking about things you could talk about.
Right.
And he had, in Bermuda, so for those that live outside of Bermuda, it's a big thing when your bike has chrome, and back in our day especially, right? So he, how your bike has chrome parts? Mm-hmm. He would always say, oh, I got that's him. And he
why am I freezing up?
used to irritate me. So anyway, I was like, but that's all right, because everybody serves a purpose and whatever. Bang.
Yeah.
So one night he calls and he's like drunk. He's like, can you come get me? I'm like, okay. So I go pick him up, and he made a mistake and left the phone on. And he was talking to me, and I could hear myself through his phone. And then I looked at his phone. He had me in his phone as Earl Leg.
That's it. We're done. We're not talking. I'm blocking your number. I'm blocking you on everything. I'm blocking you.
I would have left this drunk guys.
Listen,
right there.
I was furious. I was like, nah, that's a wrap. And it's funny because then I moved out here, and I happened to bump into him years later, maybe last year before, in a mall. And I just looked at him. I was just like, hello, because I will never forget seeing that description. Right?
What if you would have said hello, leg? What you would have done?
Right. That man wouldn't have even been able to email me. Okay, he would have
like,
blocked you on Outlook.
I would have blocked from email.
I mean, even with Drea, as beautiful as she is and all of that, I cannot see joy. Even look at it as women. You're 20, unless it's your niece or your little cousin, what would you, as a 40-year-old woman, have in common with a 22-year-old?
Everybody's on the
comments. Man, the comments.
Okay, it's comments.
That is hilarious.
No, but seriously, and I'm just saying, like, her son and him are the same age, so I'm just like wondering what goes on in the house. Like, are they like playing video games together, or they like, let's go look for car parts and shit? They're like, I just don't, I don't. And for me, on a serious tip, is that he has so much ahead of him. He has his career. He's only 22. things change so much as you grow. Your mindset change, your wants change, your desires change. And now he's locked himself into Drea for the rest of his life. You might as well say, because once you have a child with somebody, you're locked in one or the other, right?
I don't know. I mean, like I'm legit sitting here. You got me stuttering, thinking, what would I do with a 30-year-old man, even, right? As 50-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, what could I see in common with that? Now, you do have people who are ill souls. Like, let's not
oh yeah, definitely.
that you do have people who are ill souls, right? But I just think after a certain gap, it's like, okay, let's be for real. Is it just about the vertical action or the horizontal action? Like, because what can you bring into it? Before I got married, any question I asked a guy was two things: how old are you, and do you want children? And if they said they wanted children, I was like, no, because I have 3 and I don't want any more. Right? That was an absolute deal breaker for me. So even if it was a young guy, if he said, okay, let's just say he said I'm 40 and I want children, I'm like, well, guess what? I'm not the one for you, because I don't want you later on down the road talk about you want a kid. I don't want any, and I'm not changing my mind on this. And so I think sometimes people say, like Jada's probably like, oh yeah, Dre, I can handle it. Let's just be devil's advocate and say that she tried to talk him out of it. It's a fantasy. Of course he's gonna want to be with her, this beautiful older woman.
For now.
And not even if her beauty, I'm not looking at it as her beauty fits, but things would just go like this because you're fascinated about whatever, and she's been there, done that.
Yeah, and who's in the NBA is gonna be traveling all around the world. Girls are gonna be very, and that like now he's probably even more appealing to other women because Drea's pregnant for him.
Does Drea have other children?
Yeah, she has a son his age, and then
so that's what I was gonna say, because I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, she's age. I think her son's like 21 or 22, the same age. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what? Like,
that's and that's inconsiderate when it comes to him, because you're already known by a lot of people. You already have a name for yourself, and now everybody knows that my mama is having a baby by somebody my age. That's not something that you have to go through as a 20-year-old.
And another thing, like, and I'm speaking for myself because again, none of us know Drea, right? I'm 48, so I just had this conversation yesterday with a friend saying that I don't want to teach a man how to treat me. Like, I want him to learn me what I like to eat, where I like to go, but I don't want to teach him how to treat me as a woman. Yeah. And I could only imagine that at 22, and look, no, I'm not trying to say, if it's a younger man, listen, I know how to treat a woman. I'm not saying that you don't. But at 22, there's still so many lessons to be learned in relationships, in sex. He probably is having the best sex of his life. Nobody is not having the best sex of their life at 22. You know what I mean?
She's probably teaching him stuff, blowing all up in his bum and all that stuff.
What is today?
She's probably trying him out. Like, let's be for real. She's probably trying him out. He's living his fantasy at 22. At 22, you're horny. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
I'm still stuck with blowing in the ball.
Okay, but let's put it this way. At 22, the sex that you were having or that you wanted is different from the sex that you're gonna want at 48. You know what I mean? It's just as we grow things, we just learn more about the body and all these type of things. And as he gets older, he might think she's the best thing next to sliced bread until someone else comes that is like, I have so much in common with her,
What if he wants more children? Is she willing to have more? Like, I mean, there's also, we're all hypothesizing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But these are all the types of things. He's young. So the average person doesn't want just one child. He's 22. He may not want another child until he's 30. Right? So it's very interesting, but I just think, I do believe now, like I said, I didn't think it before that age is just a number, but I still say with certain limits.
Yes, I do. But let's flip it. Let's say if the girl was 22 and the man was 39, like,
because
what's the guy name? Is it Marcus Houston? Is that his name?
Wife.
They still been together for how long? And the internet still tears him open every time he posts her. And I think he married her. She was 19 and he was going 40.
Right, but the thing with that is that it was felt that he was grooming her. Like he
Yes.
waited, because he did say that he waited until she became legal. So that means he had an interest while she was still younger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why he's getting the fallout from that. But yeah, let's look at it though, right? Because man would be called dirty old man. 9 times out of 10, it's a gain for the young woman. Look at Ice-T and Coco, for example, right? Beyonce and Jay-Z have a huge age difference. People may not realize that, but they have a big age gap as well, right? So I do think that society is a bit hypocritical about how they look at it, but I think what made it polarized with Drea is because of her reputation.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not the first and they're not going to be the last.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it's her reputation, which is why people have looked at her in some way. And what happens when the novelty grows up? Because let's be for real, if a younger man, all that giggling and sniggling and lifting up your leg and farting and all that stuff wears off after a while. Because that's what young men do, right? So,
yeah, and then like I said, with his career and his traveling the world, and now she's got this baby, and you know, I don't know, you know, but like we said, I think after a certain age limit, it's just like, yeah, she's just an older man, but he is extremely young.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that again, he just has so much more to achieve, and her Drea is, like we said, been through the ringer already. You know, I would like to know what his family thinks. Like, what is his mama thinking? You know,
and
because at the end of the day, it's cute little baby, but that wears off too.
But the other part of it that's causing a stink is because apparently she was mentoring his then girlfriend, right? Because people have brought out, people have brought out posts where I can't even remember the girl's name, but you know, she's like, oh, my baby's growing up, like Drea referring to this young lady. Oh, my baby's growing up, you're maturing so nicely. Like she mentored her, right? So that's giving people the ick as well. So I think with them, it's just a different components, which are all contributing to people be like, Drea, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Because I mean, Zai, how would you feel if you came home and your mama introduced you to her 22-year-old boyfriend?
We're gonna have a problem. We are absolutely gonna have a problem. And that's if I come home and I get introduced to a 22-year-old. You're telling me the entire world knows that you're having his baby?
The entire world.
That's
so because that's a man that joined. Yeah. And that's it too. It's all in the son's face because it's right.
It's like that's not fair on him, and that's your kid. Like that should be your priority on top of the 22-year-old basketball player that you're speaking with. Like, I couldn't imagine. I really could not imagine. Yeah, we're fighting.
We probably fight. So we have this is 441 clean. It's a guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would mind giving his opinion on this. I would love to hear a man's point of view. But
yeah, I know. I'm on 441 clean. What's your thoughts on this?
Hit the body. Right?
You gotta make sure he knows what we're talking about.
Right. So we're talking about Does Age Matter? And Drea Michelle and JJ Jalen, who I renamed JJ. Is 22. She is 39, and she is having his baby. So we want to know, does age really matter? And can a man at 22 really handle this type of situation on top of his career? Yes, I called him out. It's quiet day. It's probably running. But I really would love to hear a man's, take on it. And again, we have a little boy. What's his name, Zai? The little boy that's in love with you.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember his
Mama,
name.
what's the little boy's name that's in love with Zai? The little boy that's in love with Zai? VJ. VJ is how old? 10. And he's obsessed with Zai. It's so sad because he found out Zai had boyfriend, and he called my mom like, I heard Zai has a boyfriend. Mom was like, BJ, you're 10. Like, you're 10.
But he said it'd be 20 soon and you'd be 30.
Exactly. His point is very valid.
It's still not adding up, though. Realistically,
It's not adding up. But as little as that boy is, he is obsessed with Zai.
And he's a nice little boy.
And he was brokenhearted when he found out she had a boyfriend. And he said he's going to wait till he's 20 and then Zai will just be 30. And it's not.
That's cute.
Yeah. Poor sight. I think we all went through that at one point in time. But yeah. We have another guy joining us. None of you men want to say anything? You can come right on the screen with us.
Oh, you want to come?
Don't be shy.
Conversation?
Who's that?
Thank you. Poor me. Poor me.
Who's that? Saying poor Zai. Who's that? Instagram.
That's Nakia.
Hi, Kim. No, but we see it all the time, right? And it's a TikTok couple. She's black, he's white, and it's a huge gap. Probably 40 years. And they look like there's so much love. So my mom said, do you think she really loves him? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, they look like they love each other, right? Because it's always going to be, people are always, not that it matters what other people think about your relationship, but people are always going to question that when it's such a huge, like, age group like this.
But look
at and it's something to gain.
Look at that wrinkly, and I say this respectfully, but if you know who they are, you know exactly what I mean. The wrinkly older white lady, and the guy, his name Quran, or now he's changed it blonde, right? And it's this big thing going on with them because she is 60 plus. It's a 38-year age gap between them, and I watch way too much
TikTok.
No, TV stupidness because, or on the internet, because they were doing this conspiracy theory thing about do they really love each other, and they was like, oh, people said if you need help, Quran, wear a white shirt, right? And the next day, he wore a white shirt, and I think they were being sarcastic, but when you look at them, you're like, there's no way that they could love each other, but they're kissing off each other.
Yeah.
Who are we to judge, right? But it
were they
not to be that type of person? He might not to be that type of person, but he might be looking for that citizenship. He might be looking for that green card because.
But no, I think it's. But was they trying to have a baby through a surrogate?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they were trying to have a baby through a surrogate, but people are really nasty to her, though. Like really nasty. Like somebody's started a TikTok that she had died, and like. Matter because how old is he? How old?
I don't know.
In his 30s, 40s?
She's in her 60s. He's in his 20s because it's a 38 age gap. So he might be like, it said 38-year age gap. So he's got to be about 25-ish to 28 because she's in her 60s. But that girl Kita says this: once you get a certain age, does age matter? And does it?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because I again think that it's miss. I think it's a where you are in life thing, and I like if you're 40, you may be on the track to knowing what you want for the rest of your life, right? Like I tell Zai now, you're 20, what you want right now in life, and your girls are not going to be your same girls at 25. So I think if you're 40. Or you're going on 40, you kind of have life sort of figured out. So if you give it someone 60, you may be on that same path. You know, because
but this is, I think, communication is key.
Can't date my daddy.
Atta girl, Kaya. But I think this is where communication is so key because, again, like I said, I asked about, did you want children? I asked my husband, like, got married. Are you sure? Because if you want children, the one thing I don't want is any more children, right? And then I was like, you know, when I'm 60, you're gonna be 48, and he was like, yeah, I can add. Like you'll always be 12 years older, because I would literally, when I'm 70, I can be 58. He was like, what's your point?
Yeah.
And so, like, him and I, when I look at him or when we interact, I don't see any age difference. And I tell anybody, emotionally, 9 times out of 10, he's more emotionally mature than me, right? But if he was 20 and I was 32, probably not.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I think at a certain time in your life, intellectually, having intellectual conversations, like I can imagine just sitting down for 22 and just holding my head, like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean?
And then taxing you in all them 3-letter acronyms that you got to ask Zai what they mean. Yeah, that's
we've been there. Oh, we've definitely been there. Because I got a little text the other day and I had to send it to Zai, like, is this even English?
And it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't English. I didn't even know what it was
funny because let me tell you.
Let's get to the comments, Angel. So KSA is definitely, and especially if you guys are on the same page and you want the same thing, it just might work out. She also says, I would beat Nick up if she came here pregnant with a guy my age is baby. Fact. And 9975 says, why should it matter other than the two people in the relationship? And then she says, she's talking to me, she calls me drive-by. Says, Nick, I didn't realize it. You're robbing the cradle drive-by. But that's the thing. I'm not. I would have thought so before, but 12 years is really, I promised one of my friends I would share this. In my early 40s, he liked me, this other guy. And I was like, no, you're too young for me. And he was 11 years younger. And I was like, you're too young for me. So when I got married, he was like, hold on, sis, hold on. I was too young, but you married someone younger than me. But I had to explain to him, like, when I was that age, it meant something different than at this age.
And that's my point. And I mean, I've talked to your husband many times. So you don't, like, I'm talking to a grown man, a grown mature man when I have a conversation with your husband. Yeah. I'm not like, what the hell is Carla thinking? Like, you know, the age never comes to me when I'm having a conversation with him. So, but you know, you got some men that are probably 40 and that just is.
What's up, shorty? You all right?
Oh, God.
I don't know. I just feel like if both parties understand all the factors that come with being with somebody that's in a different stage of life than you, then fine. It could work. But yeah, I feel like it's not just about how old you are physically. It's about your mental capacity. It's about your mental maturity, your emotional maturity. If you're 25 and when I'm having a conversation with you, I feel like I'm talking to a 35, 40-year-old man, then cool. But if I'm 50 and I'm talking to a 25-year-old and I can tell he's 25 by the way he's talking to me, I'm not gonna want to keep talking to you. What am I gonna do with you?
Talking about, right? And that's a huge thing for me. Like, my mom says, God, you won't even talk to him. I said, the first sentence tells me everything. How you approach me tells me everything. Okay, I don't even need to have another conversation with you. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because even a few years ago, this guy hit me up in my inbox. It's like, oh, I want to holler at you. And you're talking to someone in the 40s, like, that's a turn off, right? So my question is this. I said, I have 2 sons. What example can you set for my sons? Right? Because that would be the deal breaker more than the age. What examples can you set for my? And his answer was so chicken headish. I was like, nah, because that's how you tell what mindset is. Because if the mindset's a certain way, the chronological age doesn't really, you know, make a difference. Some more comments. Kaya says, I see you on the same wavelength and want the same things and can have that mature conversation. It's man older than me and Zai hollering at us, acting like little boys. And then she agreed with what you said, Zai. She said, Val said. And that's the other thing, because I'm sure, Zai, you at 20, 21 have encountered whatever older may be, and they act like they're younger than you.
They act like absolute children. And I could just imagine being out on Front Street or somewhere and having these older men hollering at me and acting like children, and then I find out that my mom was messing with somebody that age, or my mom was messing with one of them. Like,
and like I remember the other day I got a inbox on somebody that said, this is what it said: when you come with me, I'm taking you to dinner. I screenshotted and sent it to Carla. I say, you know this person? I didn't know who they was. I never had a conversation with you. but apparently we're going to dinner. I'm like, what happened to the hi? My name is such and such. How was your day? I find you beautiful. I just want to have a conversation. I'm like, would a woman really say okay and go out to dinner?
You better give me your card so I can order some sargasso. Take me
Yeah,
to dinner.
I'll just take you to take out at this point because I don't want to see your face. But seriously, like, I, yeah, yeah, and it's we are. I say once you get past a certain age, doesn't really matter. But for me, I just stick by believing that a 22-year-old I don't see, and he may be mature. We don't know him personally, but a 22-year having a baby with a 39-year-old, and again, like I say, what difference does it make with putting two people in a relationship? We're just having a basic conversation and asking people because we're not really talking about just them. You see it so much now and mind you, I always like to older man, always. So I said is 13 years older than me, and I met him when I was 17. So
He was like
do the math. Do the math. I've always liked older men too, but I always felt like it's weird. I always felt like guys my age wasn't looking for the same things I was looking for, which is why I liked older men.
Right.
But now I'm just like I like men. You know what I mean? Like
you like.
if you approach me and I'm like, okay, I mean I don't want a 22-year-old, but I definitely would be in a relationship with someone younger than me, but mentally on the same wavelength,
Yeah.
So
For sure. And you know what? And at this age, older men turn me off. Like I couldn't be at 50. I couldn't imagine being with someone that's 55 to 60. I just feel like I'm too vibrant. They would absolutely drain my energy. Right. So the younger ones, well, I'm married now. I'm gonna remember that. The younger ones for me, no, because I was saying as if I was on the market. No, so I'm happy with the choice that chose me, right? But I couldn't be with some old man whose back's always hurting him, and he can't have milk.
Silver Grace on
No,
TikTok fine.
I ain't nothing against his Silver Grace, but the milk makes his stomach hurt. I ain't got time for that. Gotta eat before 7.
You hold a royal today.
I am telling you. Nay. So Quality One says, I feel with Drea, if she didn't have a son the same or similar age, it wouldn't be a big deal. 22, 23 is very young, period. And Alkaline, this day and age, every female has an app to track that cycle. She knew what she was up to.
It's so easy.
And Kaya says, mentally, it's different. Definitely a determining factor. And Missy says, girl, Kaya says they need stamina. And says, my back always hurts and I'm 25. And Kaya says, damn fool, but you have the young ones that have the issues. I'm just saying. So Kaya likes some old and crusty.
Kaya. Oh my gosh. I be looking at this grandpas on TikTok. I'm like, oh, damn. Damn, that's so nice in these suits. Woo, boy. I like them. But yeah, I definitely feel like energy connects people. And sometimes, you can't deny what you feel. But I go. No, I don't.
Right. I'm teasing.
This kid want to fight you, but I
don't even know what I was saying. But yeah, I just feel like energy connects people, and sometimes you're just connected to people. But I just 22, 39, child his age. I can't get past that.
And then and I'm not being gross, and hopefully Kiki is no longer listening. But I also think at that age, y'all gotta train them. At 22, they want to bark like rabbits. Who's got time for all that? No. Like you gotta teach them how to finesse and all of that nuance. Because at 22, you're just I'm being so serious. Stop laughing.
Between the comments and call like
but I'm being serious. Like honestly, no one has to answer. But think about when you was in your 20s. Most guys just jumped on top and want to beat like they're running a marathon. A man is I've heard a man in his 40s. He wants to make love. He wants to finesse, right? So it is a difference.
Well, that's what I said earlier. The Saxys having now at 22. Whether Drea is teaching him or not, the Saxy is having now at 22. It's not the Saxy is going to have at 40. Because, first of all, your body requires different things as you get older. You know, you're being rude today.
No. Trotty God said, hold on, say you're saying if milk hurts my tummy.
What?
He said, hold on. So you're saying if milk hurts our tummy, we're not good enough?
My mama said, who the hell is that?
But let's go
Hey,
back to
Bob.
Zoya real quick, because Zoya said 22 is young for a baby, period. I had Zay said 21, and I still feel that's extremely young, but she could literally be his nana. Like, I had my first at 27. I couldn't imagine having a child at 22, right?
Yeah.
But
I had Zoya at 22, and Zoya was like, I didn't even know Zoya had that baby. What was it? 4 weeks later, she was back in uni. Like she done her thing, but sometimes you could see these like getting up 3 o'clock to use the bathroom. She's breastfeeding and on the computer with like she stayed focused. But it was a definitely hard time for her, but she pulled through, right? And again, even watching her mature from having Zays to now, I tell my mom, I said, she's so grown. And it just, I know she don't like me talking about it because she gets embarrassed, but I'm just making a point how 21 to now Zoe is 25, the growth and the difference I have seen in her. You know what I mean? And this boy's 22. He's not going to be the same person at 25. He's not going to be the same person at 30. So, you know, my thing is, we're like, how connected are they that this is not just going to turn out to be a shit show with a little baby in the middle of it? You know?
yeah.
And I think we just, and everyone's guilty of it, I think we need to think ahead of like this decision we're making. We need to be able to think ahead of what's the consequences to this.
And going back to the comments, Zoya says he probably makes her feel young.
Yeah.
And Nakia says, I see one slow, sensational, deep intercourse.
Oh,
I just don't want bunny rabbit intercourse. No, honestly. And ladies, those of us of a particular age, we ain't got time to be sweating and all that ponding. Like,
No.
we saved that for the young ones.
Yeah.
And Kaya says it definitely makes you grow up and reevaluate life as a whole. And Tasha says, what happens when he wants more kids? That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
She's still pumping out kids in her footage. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I guess you
at the beginning we talked about that,
I
right?
was like, what if he decides he wants to have his next child at 30? Right?
And then that gets to a point where it's dangerous for her to have children.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's dangerous for her to have a kid. No. So
And it's so crazy because before all of this, I watched an interview with her, right? And I don't know if anybody, she has a really nice body. Really nice body. So I can't remember who was interviewing her. People always say that she's had all this work done. And she said, I'm going to be honest. Back then, when people were saying I had all this work done, I had only had one butt shot, she said. That's all she had ever had. But then she had, and I never had heard of it until she said she had a reverse tummy tuck. So instead of them pulling it down, they pull it up. So the scarring's underneath your breast. She said, I had that because my second child left me with, what we call it, a mommy belly.
Mm.
So I'm like, sis went through all that and then got pregnant again. Like
you had to think he was done. Because there's no.
She thought she was done. If she had that surgery, she thought she was done. Right?
Like,
so no, and you know, again, it's her business. It's just a conversation piece. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be anxious to find out how this plays out for her and him. You know,
So, if anyone who's tuned in, do you feel that Drea is getting dragged unfairly? Because I'm sure someone does, right? And I think the closest we've come to that is someone said what they do
not
is their business as a thing. But does anyone feel that what Drea, you know, what let's take one thing I have to say as a journalist, I can't stand when people say that people need to mind their business, but they put it in public space, so we're gonna talk about it, okay?
Absolutely.
That's my biggest irritation. But
her being behind closed doors if she didn't want people to talk about it.
Right. So does anyone feel that this whole situation that Drea's right? It's not no right or wrong because a babe is covered, but that what she did is okay. Does anyone feel that way and want to share why? So yes. Cardi B. Let me see. Kia says they are public figures for a reason.
Yeah.
I just wonder if Drea didn't even think about the repercussions, because she could have not gone public with being pregnant, right? And Debater's pictures were so beautiful. Clearly, she had every intention of going public with the pictures. But I wonder if she anticipated that backlash, because everywhere I turn,
People talk about it. And I wonder if she cares, because I think someone like her that's been a reality star so long, you get stung so much. So maybe she's like, I don't care, you know. But because she had to know what was going to happen, she had to know. So maybe she's just growing, you know,
She's
15
got
and
that
really doesn't
immunity
care.
now.
So She Loves Z says, I feel she knew what she was doing and what she was getting involved with. And Zoya says, absolutely, whole lot of motive. And Zara says, no, between the age difference, her son being the same age, her knowing his acts, it's too much. And Quality One says, I don't even think Zoya cares. I'm saying Zoya, Drea cares. And Zoya says, no, because Zoya's comment came next. It says, well, she was getting backlash before she was pregnant. Just for going with him, she got it. And Quality One says she's public with him. And Kaya says, the way that most celebrities go the 9 months without posting and showing it, like Haley, that's what I was thinking of when she had Halo and she walked the carpet. That's exactly who I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Halle Bailey hid her pregnancy and protected her peace. And I think maybe Drea didn't, and like someone says, maybe she doesn't care, but I don't think they anticipated this.
We're talking about two different kind of women, no shade.
Yeah.
But Drea is a reality star.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's been Drake before. So she knew what was gonna happen. And you know, that won't be surprised if Nax shows up with her own show about it. You know, it is a motive when that's how you live your life, you know. But at the end of the day, we say he's grown. I say he is grown by being legal. I don't think a 22-year-old, no shade, is grown, man or woman, you know. And, you know, I have a 20-year-old and we have really deep conversations about the future, because I knew that what she wants or what she thinks is right now, 3 years from now, she's going to think something different, you know. And I just feel like maybe she's still a bit of his youth. And if it was my son, we'd have a problem. I think she's still, and in all seriousness, because we've had a blast. Like, this is probably the most fun live we have had. But in all seriousness, I think Drea has still this young man's youth. He has so much ahead of him in the NBA, traveling, being a man, being 22, you know, dipping and diving. And I think she's still it. And I think she was old enough to know better. And if it was my son, we would have a problem.
So that's what I was actually going to ask you before I answer. But let's go to comments of flying in, right? So that girl Kita says, someone says we talked about this earlier too. She mentored the ex, Kita. And so that's another reason why people are upset. Someone shared a screenshot where she had said to her, oh, you're growing up so nicely, blah, blah, blah. But then you got pregnant for her ex. And Diamonds Are Forever says she isn't worried about the comments, just the followers. Obviously, she loves breastfeeding because now she has 2 to breastfeed. And Kaya says he definitely has been, ooh, sorry.
To breastfeed. I don't think so. I'm like, what's she talking about? She got another baby?
Oh, Flip, I thought she meant that too. Okay, you do, girl.
You got the baby.
You were gonna say something before I add on to your mama's comment about if that was my son. You were gonna say something. I'm sorry.
I was basically gonna say the same thing my mama said. Like, we would have really had a problem. But I mean, obviously both of them are to blame. But I just feel like you really did steal that little boy's youth, and he's got this starter NBA contract apparently. So he's got a long way to still go. And now he's a 22-year-old. He's got to worry about this kid. Like, I don't know. That don't sit right with me.
So Zoya says
the
axe model for Mint Swim, Drea's swimsuit line back then, back when she was with Diddy's son. So I have a son, 18-year-old. He'll be 18 in 2 weeks, and my son's a nice looking boy. And I'm telling you, if he tell me that he had a child with coming with some woman that age, I would beat her up. Like, I would be so mad because it's predatory.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what would you want with someone that age? And I think that sometimes we kiki and people might think it's cute. But like you said, Andrew, that's still children, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. And I've seen older girls, and even now with my youngest son, he's 14, and I'm seeing girls on his TikTok make comments. I'm like, well, how old are they? Like, one girl literally said, oh, if ever. His sister was like, if ever what? You know? But these women are predators. We have to be honest, because we always think it's men that prey on women, but you have women on young girls, but you have women out there who are dirty, ill women too. So whenever I even talk about pedophilia, I always will say men or women, because we're always quick to say it's men that do this. But there are some women that are unscrupulous when it comes to fight with that young boy. And so I'm going to have him at any means necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. And I well, ladies, this has been absolutely fun and valuable hour. Actually, I know we could go and go, but I just want to keep people intrigued when they do watch it online and not go too long. But this has been so much fun. But I just want everybody to kind of just give their opinion about the situation. Again, if you joined us late, Zai shared our new lip gloss lipstick lines. I just put it up for the people that joined late. And so we're just waiting on our packaging, and then they will be available on our site. That's so cute. I'm just so proud of my kid. Yeah. But yeah, so I I'll start, and I just want to say, at some age, I do believe that after a certain age, it probably just doesn't matter, because you have matured mentally and you understand your path in life and where you want to go. And I think if you're 30 or 40 and your boyfriend's 50, you may be on the same wavelength mentally. But I personally, as a mother of a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old, I honestly think Drea has still this boy's youth, and I just really hope that it does work out, just so that it's not a big mess. And yeah, I just think oh boy, yeah. And if he was my kid, I have a problem. I would really have a problem.
Well, ladies, it has been awesome. I know we had a good giggle, but I just want to say thank you for having me on the week. Ole, signing out.
If you missed that joke earlier, you missed it. Honestly, it was hilarious. But thank you to my youngest Puddin. I love you so much, and I'm super proud of you. And
Me too.
Thanks, Nana girl.
And Zoya, if you are still joined, I love you to bits. And thank you guys for the support with the lives. I've been home twice in the last month, and I have been stopped quite a few times with people saying they enjoy the lives and where can they watch and different stuff like that. So do know that once you log out, it does go to my Instagram page, and we do have a YouTube channel. My website guy is just working on taking everything off Instagram and putting all of them onto YouTube. So once that's done, I will share. Do remember that the large tote bag and the small tote bag on our site is 50% off. And again, thank you everybody for your love and support with I Am Enough. I truly, truly appreciate everybody. And I love you all. And I think our next show is the 20th. So we're doing bi-weekly now. Our next show is, I think it's the 26th or 23rd or something like that. So no show next week, show following week. And I appreciate the love and support again. And Carla, be nice, okay? Be good for the rest of the day, please. Maybe the rest of the week at this point.
See you guys later.
All right, bye.
And so soon. Bye.